Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to episode 13 of Project Ozone 3. On Saturday, I made this little mamma jamma. This is the factory that I'm going to be housing everything. I actually had the interior pretty much completed as far as immersive engineering was concerned, but I corrupted my save, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So I have my coke oven, my alloy kiln, and then I have the fermenter and the squeezer. I had the I was making biodiesel right over here, and then I had a diesel up here. Also have my thermoelectric. So what I did when I corrupted the save was I was messing around with the analog crafter from Extra Utilities. I'll check that out right now. I was just playtesting something to make this a little bit easier because honestly I've been doing it manually. So I have the dank null going into the analog crafter, and then the analog crafter has been making my chunks before pushing them to a drawer. I'm going to mass produce this and attach it up here to the furnace array. Other than that, I hooked up these piping. So these electric cable for Magneticraft is just going right into the grinders, both grinders. And I was sieving all weekend pretty much. That crash I was talking about with the analog crafter was I had some copper chunks. Copper ore pieces right here, and I shift clicked them into the analog crafter when all 4 stacks were full. And that crashed the game and then corrupted the save. So I had to load a save from 3 hours earlier. And that's why the factory isn't as done as it was, which is just plain unfortunate. Luckily, it saved me. The cobalt pickaxe, I couldn't remember when I had completed it, but this used to be the Kellium pickaxe. Now it's a cobalt pickaxe. I replaced the head, and then I applied a sharpening kit to it so that it can mine up to level 8, so Kellium level. And that was actually a recommendation from Scott Basham. Basham? I'm gonna butcher your name. But yeah, I put the sharpening kit on the cobalt pickaxe, so now it can go up to mining level 8, and I have the speed of a cobalt pickaxe and none of the drawbacks of the Kellium pickaxe head ability. Another thing that was suggested was... Oh, wasn't suggested, it was a request. So Nathaniel Hale has requested the seed. And I'm going to put this into the description as well, but this is the seed of the world I'm in. He requested that because most of my spawn point was a plains. And then it's right beside this roofed forest, and there's a forest hills over there. So, yeah, this seed allows you to have a plains, the spawn right on a plains. Which is very nice, especially if you decide to not do a Garden of Glass world, if you're doing small islands or something. Alright, let's get into today. One more thing before we begin. So I have been doing this purposely slow. I can't reiterate that enough. Over the weekend, I had to convince myself multiple times not to go into mystical agriculture because of how OP it is. So I am doing the sieving even though I don't have to be doing the sieving anymore. I could be well into Ender IO and thermal dynamics, but I'm not because I'm going slow for the sake of teaching. Oh, I never completed that? But this episode, I'm going to be completing... where are you? Epsilon and Zeta. Mainly this Portality controller, and then the modular stuff. Well, let's get right into it. Alright, Modularium. I am making a butt ton of these. Modularium is made with cobalt ingots, lead ingots, redstone, and glowstone dust. You get 5 each. So I'm making 5 stacks of it, because if I'm honest, I have no idea how much of this I'm going to need, and I'm probably going to need more. Modular machinery is a very handy mod, and it doesn't come with a lot of things by itself. All of the things have to be programmed in, so modular diversity and modular machinery. The big thing I want to create with modular machinery is this auto sieve. So the auto sieve is just one massive multi-block structure, and if you mouse over here, all of the ingredients you need are right there. Freezing the actual... You can go down each level. There we go. And just an overhead view of how you build this thing. It's pretty awesome. But I'm going to be making the auto sieve and replacing the manual sieve system from up here. And in between episodes, I'm going to move this entire array into the factory. Yeah, I'm looking at these recipes right now, and I did not make nearly enough modularium ingots. And I may not even have enough redstone either. So I'm going to go into the nether, and I'm going to get as much cobalt as I possibly can, and netherrack as well. Going to smash up that netherrack. Whoop. And hopefully I can get more cobalt ingots that way as well. Before we do that, though, going to have a little fun. So this Kelleen pickaxe right now, I got a smashing enchanted book from one of the loot bags. So I'm applying smashing to my pickaxe. That way, whenever we break netherrack... Oh, that is unfortunate. It should have smashed it up. Oh, that's bad. Paid more attention. It should have smashed it up. Unless it only does it to ores. Let's test that out. Alright. Oh my word. So the Kelleen pickaxe that's crafted the normal vanilla way is so slow. Yep, look at that. Okay, whenever I, the smashing gives me the 2 dusts right away, which is essentially useless. I was hoping that I could apply a hammer effect to it. But it was a fun experiment. We learned something. Moving on. Oh my word. Going through looking for more cobalt, and I found a Pigsificate village. Which is so awesome. Nether wart, bruh. So, Pigsificates are just nether village traders. So, amethyst crystal that you find all over the nether, when you have nether X installed, you can trade it for stuff. Blaze rods for more amethyst. You're terrible. Alright, let's see what you got. Cobblestone, whatever. So sometimes these guys actually have a trade for a very rare block, and it's one of the blocks I really want. Glass bottle, magma cream. Damn it. I was really hoping one of them could trade for a blaze rod. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but still, I'm going to mark this down on my map and come back to it a little bit later. I am back from the nether and got quite a bit of cobalt. I'm just going to let that smelt up. And I'm going to... Oh man, this is the wrong grinder. Alright, I'm going to smash up all of this netherrack as well and throw it into my sieve. So I just learned something cool. So I have this ore doubler upgrade inside my furnace, and so the nether redstone ore is supposed to only give me 2. It's given me 4. So this is amazing, actually. Yeah, I'm getting so much coal and redstone ore. So I may make another trip into the nether and get more nether redstone ore, since I know that I'm essentially quadrupling how much ore I'm getting. This is wonderful. I want to have a little fun. This is all of the redstone ore that I just got out of the nether. And I'm going to break it all and see how much I get. So I have my sieving danknull here, and it only has, 2 pieces of redstone in it. Let's see how many we get. Nice thud. Alright. Oh, I got some nuclear craft stuff as well. Oh, beauty. So I got 4,708 redstone. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Combined with the 7 stacks I already have. Oh, wonderful. So the first thing that we're going to be creating is the machine controller. We're going to be creating 2 of them. So luckily, the recipe gives you 2 anyway, which is just modularium surrounded by a block of redstone. The reason I'm making 2 of these is because I am going to be making the dissolver and I'm going to be making the auto sieve. So the dissolver is the same thing as a crusher, but you have the good grace of, where are you? So just cobble to gravel, or compressed cobble to compressed gravel, so on and so forth. So I'll be making the dissolver as well. I'm going to be making all of the piece parts for these machines before I create the all of the individual machine cases, because I need 59 of them for the auto sieve alone, and then 29 reinforced versions for the dissolver. So I'm just going to make my machine casings last. I am just about ready to make the auto sieve, with the exception of one thing. And that is this, the machine circuitry. I need 4 of them. And it requires basic circuit control from Mechanism. I need to make the metallurgic infuser. I wasn't planning on getting into Mechanism until episode 15, but whatever, we gotta do what we gotta do, and I really want to make this auto sieve. So, make the metallurgic infuser. I'm just gonna need 2 furnaces. Boom, metallurgic infuser. So, like I said, I did not want to make the metallurgic infuser, but gotta do what I gotta do. So I'm gonna hook this into power. Right here should do. Oh, duh. Of course that's not gonna work. Alright, I hooked the metallurgic infuser up to the, up to my Actual Additions coal generator. Everything's working just fine. Now, what was the recipe I needed for that machine circuitry? Boom. All I need to do is just put some osmium ingots in there. That's super simple. Let's go get some osmium. As with almost everything I do, I'm going big on this. So I'm going to make as many as I can based off this 1 stack of redstone. And yeah, we'll see what we can do. But while we're waiting for that, there's another thing I needed for the auto dissolver, and that was the heavy engineering blocks, which, whatever, I can make those later, but I have them already made up from the diesel last episode, and I'm just going to use those. Simple. And there were 6 needed. Awesome. That means I'm ready to set up the dissolver. And with 4 basic control circuits, it's not, I need 16. Alright. Alright, I got 16 basic control circuits, and I am going to make that machinery now. Where are you? Right here. So I made more modularium than I needed, and unfortunately this does not compress into a block. So once you have the ingots, you're stuck with the ingots. That's unfortunate, but boom. 4 machine circuitry. And I am ready to create the autosieve and the dissolver. Alright, we are ready to place this thing. So I am going to bring this up, and if you look, here's your machinery controller. Here's an input and an output. So that's all well and good. But I'm going to hold sneak and press this button. And you'll see that I have a preview, but it's kind of wonky. This is a 4-block high structure, but it doesn't really want to play around with me, does it? So what I am going to do is I'm actually going to place these 2 blocks, and I am going to open up the preview again, and now look at it. Now that it has something to rest against, I have no problem whatsoever placing it. So bam, my preview is placed. That's wonderful. And I am going to put all the blocks in place that it wants me to. I'll come back to you when that's done. Alright, I have both the sieve and the dissolver up and running. Well, not running, but they're up. Whenever the multi-block structure gets complete, it turns blue. It turns this nice Kelly blue. But you can look inside the controller and see that blueprint found none, but structure found auto sieve. In status, there's no matching recipe found. That's fine. Once items start getting input into it, it'll find that recipe. The same thing with the machine controller for the auto dissolver. The auto dissolver looks like it it requires a constant supply of fluid in order to work properly. So, yeah, water needs to be input in order for anything to break down. I mean, you're dissolving, so it makes sense. I don't know why there's a fluid output, though. Maybe just to output the fluid before you break it down? I don't know. But these green, tiny item inputs, and then the red outputs, and then they have like a little gray on it if it's an energy. But yeah, it's really simple, and I need to get power hooked up into this. So I'll be back once I do that. Before we hook up power to the Sieve and Dissolver, we're going to get into Portality, rather. So the first thing we got to do is make this electrolyte alloy ingot, which is really simple. Just surround the electrolyte, which you get from sieving, and surround an iron ingot with it. English. So here we go. Awesome. So now that I have that, wait for those to sieve up. Correction, furnace up. Oh my god, I'm so tired. And I already got my black quartz on standby, because that's what I'm going to need to make these portal frames. I need 16 of them, and then the portal controller. So, yeah, 16 of them, then the portal controller, which requires 4 anyway. And a block of black quartz, great. So, black quartz. Block of black quartz. To-do. And excellent. There's 16. Cool. Portal frame. Now, Portality, I have never used ever. Okay. I've never used Portality ever. I don't know how it works. I don't know how I'm supposed to set this up. I'm going to do a little bit of reading before we move on. Alright, so I have set up this portal and this portal. It looks like it needs to be at least 3 deep, and judging from the fact that it says max distance 600 right now, the further out I build this, the distance increases. Actually, let's test that right now. Never mind, I don't have enough portal frames left. But I use this oil generator to put some power into this thing, because it does require power. Nope. I don't understand. This thing is... The documentation for this is not very good. Link is missing. How do I link them together? Alright, I have 400,000 forge energy inside this portal controller. I'm going to try to call my other portal. Nope. It took the power, though. May now put dial once. Yeah, this took power as well. Huh. Not as much. This is very weird. I'm gonna have to stick a pin in this, and maybe somebody in the comments knows what's going on with this. What? On to the next part. So, shifting gears means I just went into the Twilight Forest and started wandering around, and I found a Naga stronghold. There's the Naga. Alright. So, I'm gonna kill the Naga. What's up, dude? Okay, yeah, this will be easy. Just wait for him to come to me. Pushing me around like it's nobody's business. Yeah, he's almost dead. Oh, if only all of the Twilight Forest bosses could be that easy. Naga Trophy. 21 Naga scales. Twilight Shaders. And the Orange Heart. So I'm going to assume the Orange Hearts are just dropped from bosses, because that is a Yeah, that's the next step up in the alpha quest, getting the orange heart. So I need to kill more bosses in order to get those. Why didn't the quest go off? The quest did go off. Well, alright, cool. Completed the Naga. Now I just need to find the Lich one of these episodes. Alright, I am gonna have to call the episode here. I am out of time. It is 9:50 p.m. And I don't know how these portals work. If somebody does know how the portals work, please tell me. Please tell me. Because I'd like to actually get them to transfer energy. And that part I understand. I just need to put like an energy input here and an energy output here. But how to get the portals to actually link is the mystery. And in between episodes, I am going to hook up the power to these and get these all running so I can just have all of my sieving stuff good to go. And I may hook back up the immersive engineering. Next episode, we're getting into Ender.io. No questions about it. And, we're getting into Ender.io. Episode 15 is going to be Mechanism, and episode 16 is going to be... Where are you, buddy? Right here. The Kappa. We're getting into power generation. Extreme power generation. So, unfortunately, that's Thursday's episode. Yeah. I am Kelly Engineering, and I know this was a short, boring episode, but I'm tired. And next episode will be much more interesting. I promise. But I'm Kelly Engineer, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.